let's talk about the sunny yellow and lemon head fabric. So this video is all about those yellow, golds, you know, those marigold type colors that you will see in many of these fabrics. All right. So if that's some content you would like to see, keep on watching. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are going to be talking about 5 fabrics in my Ankara fabric stash that are yellow. Okay, so listen, it's not many yellow fabrics, but I wanted to keep this video as short as possible and just show you yellow, and that's it. Now it's only 5 fabrics, so it is pretty short, but I do want to give you the details. Now, every last one of these fabrics are available, whether it's on the House of Mama website or Afric clothing store or Wax Prints Lace and more. I am going to put all the links in the description box below. So open up the description box below so you can see all those links. All right. But if you are new to the channel, oh, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa. Wagwan, Sapadani, Salon, Bonjour. If you're returning, you know what to do. Go get your quick snack, something to drink, come on back so we could go ahead and get over to the cutting table so I can show you those 5 fabrics in the color yellow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the yellow fabrics that I have in my stash. Now, it's not many yellows, so this video will be really quick. All right. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. Now this fabric is called Summer Garden. I picked this up from Afric clothing store back in 2019. And I have made McCall's 8035. It was Princess Belle from Disney African Princess Collection in 2021. Now, I want to make a couple of things with this fabric. One of the first things I want to make is a shirt dress. And the pattern that I want to use for the shirt dress is Simplicity 8546. View B on that pattern. I think that would be amazing. And also because I have a lot, I also seen Montoya Mayo. She did a shirt dress, I think with that same pattern in this one. So I'm just going to use it because I have it in my stash and I don't know what else to use, you know, that pattern for. So it looks amazing on Montoya Mayo, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm basically being a little copycat and do the same thing for that. All right. The other thing that I want to do, I want to use a New Look pattern and do a 2-piece set. That pattern is New Look 6678 on the pattern, and I want to do view A and view B on that pattern. So basically, I know I'm going to have fabric left over. I'll probably have roughly about 1 yard of fabric left. If I have that 1 yard of fabric left, I will probably make a wristlet or a crossbody bag or just a little pouch to put like some lip gloss, chapstick, something like that in. But yeah, that's what I plan on doing with this fabric. This fabric is still available at Afric clothing store.com. If you are interested in this fabric, I will also link to it in the description box below if it's still available from the recording of this video. All right, so this is 12 yards of fabric. Let's go ahead and move over to the next fabric. So the next fabric, listen you guys, I'm gonna show you guys all of it, but this one is called Skyline 4.0. All right, so I picked up a total of 34 yards of this fabric. I know you picked up what? And I picked it up from Wax Prints Lace and More. Now I have used this fabric. I'm going to tell y'all the detail here in a second, but I have used this fabric. I did a sew along for a jumpsuit. And that jumpsuit pattern is Simplicity 9541. I will also go ahead and link it in the description box below and on the end screen. Now, let me tell you guys about this 34 yards of fabric, okay? So my sister challenged me to do a 12-piece set utilizing all of the 34 yards of fabric. But 2 of the pieces have to be for her, okay? So I do know what I plan on doing with all 34 yards of fabric. I'm gonna put it all up. All right, so I'm gonna show you all 34 yards of fabric. I'm gonna try to put them all in the screen so you can see. All right, so you guys don't think I'm storying, all right? So I already used 4 yards of fabric, and the 4 yards was for that jumpsuit. So I have a total of 30 yards left, you know, so here's 1, here's 2, 3, 4, and then 5, which makes 6 times 5 is 30, all right? So a couple of things that I want to do with all of this fabric. I want to do a dress, and one of that pattern is McCall 7719. And what I want to do with that dress is basically, I'm going to be using pattern piece number 3 and 5 on that pattern. It's an off the shoulder bodice, and then the straight skirt is what I plan on doing for that. The second thing that I want to do, I want to do a 2-piece set, and I want to do kind of like the bralette. Now, you guys know I have a sew along for the bralette, Simplicity 8549, but I'm not doing that same bralette. I'm doing a different view on that pattern, and I'm doing view, I think I'm going to do view, I think it's view A on the pattern. Don't quote me, but it is the actual one that you do in woven fabric, okay? So I'm gonna do that, and when I do it, I will do a sew along because you guys are asking me for a sew along to a different view on that pattern, all right? And then the other thing that I wanna do, I want to do Butterick 6934, which is one of the new Butterick patterns for a sarong or a wrap skirt. So I wanna do that with this fabric as well. So that's a 2-piece set. In addition to those items, I think I'm going to do kind of like a tie dress with a skirt at the bottom. That pattern is McCall 7949, view D on that pattern. And then I want to do some well, with that, I just want to do the bodice, but I'm going to self-draft a high-waisted pencil skirt to go with that bodice, all right, because I just do not like the skirt that's on that pattern. So yeah, I'm gonna either self-draft it or do McCall's 8068 for that skirt pattern. So that's what I plan on doing for that as well. Now the next thing that I plan on doing, because it is, like I mentioned, 30 yards of fabric, I plan on doing the McCall 6844. It is a jacket. Montoya Mayo have a sew along for that jacket. Now it does say that you can use knit fabric. However, because I'm using woven fabric, I will account for extra yardage outside of that knit. All right. So it's McCall 6844, view D on that pattern. I want to do that. I guess you could call it kind of like a wrap coat, I guess, or a cardigan. I want to do that as well. Speaking of cardigan, I also want to do Simplicity 8177, both the cardigan, because I have an inspiration photo from Instagram actually that I want to do that for, and I also want to do the pants. So it will be another set utilizing 8177. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not made those pants on that Mimi G pattern, I don't know what you're waiting for, but it is amazing. All right. Another thing I want to do is McCall 7162, view C. Now I know it's a top, right? But what I plan on doing is taking that peplum, lengthen it, and make it a dress. And this is one of the things that my sister wanted me to do for her. So we will see if I'll keep it or not. All right. I might just make her some shorts and be like, that's 1 piece, and then a tank, and that's 2 pieces, right? That's the only challenge that I have with this. All right. The next thing is also, it's going to be a 2-piece set, and the top is going to be McCall's 8220, view B on that pattern, and then pair it with some shorts. And that short pattern is McCall 7415, view A on that pattern as well. I think that two-piece set would be so dope, so tight. I think those two paired together would be amazing. So one of the last things that I'm going to do with the rest of the yardage, I think I would only have, basically, I think I will have about 1/4 of a yard left after I do this dress. And the dress I want to do is McCall's 8104 view B on that pattern. I know Duana Chandler, she made the dress. And there's a couple of other sewists who have made this dress. It's been on my list forever. And I think it would look amazing in this fabric, and then use like some royal blue buttons or navy blue buttons to bring out the colors. So that's what I plan on doing with this fabric. So let's go ahead and move over to the next fabric. So this is the next fabric. It is called Sunburst. You guys seen this in the blue. I showed this in the blue. It was like a teal blue that I showed you guys in my last video. So this is another colorway. Now I have used this fabric before. That's why there's some that's cut right here. Now I picked up a total of 12 yards of this fabric. I have used some already. So I have roughly about 8 yards left. Now I have used this fabric when I did McCall's 8032 last year as part of my dress series. This was the ruffle dress, I think is what it was called. Then now I plan on doing Montoya Mayo's flat front elastic back skirt. Or if I don't use Montoya's flat front elastic back skirt, I want to use Mimi G Regal Maxi skirt. One of those in order to do this skirt that I want to do. And then in addition, what's left over, I want to make a bomber jacket. And of course that pattern is my TNT bomber jacket, Simplicity 8418, in order to do that. Now I'm thinking of using the New Look bomber jacket as well, because I haven't used that one yet. And I just want to get a feel of other bomber jacket patterns outside of just the Simplicity one. All right. But that's what I plan on doing with this. Once again, I picked up 12 yards of fabric, and this fabric is from House of Mommy Watcha, believe it or not. Let's go ahead and move over to the next fabric. So this is the next fabric. Okay. And there's a few things that I want to make with this. So the first thing, I'm going to open it out. So first things first, I picked up a total of 6 yards. I think this, yeah, I picked up 6 yards of this fabric. I'm going to open it out for you. And what I plan on, so I picked up 6 yards of this fabric because I gave 6 yards of it away. So I picked up 12 and I donated 6 yards of this fabric to someone last year. So I only have 6 yards of this fabric left. Now what I plan on doing with this fabric is I picked it up, speaking of which, let me back up. I picked this fabric up from Wax Prince Lace and More back in 2020. Now what I plan on doing with this fabric is make McCall's 7974, which is a new Simplicity pattern. I can't think of the actual number, but I'm going to put that new look, not Simplicity. It is a new look pattern that is the exact same pattern. I'm going to actually put them up side by side so you can see. So if you do not have McCall 7974, you can use the McCall pattern. All right. So that's one of the things I plan on doing now, and that would only take roughly about 3 3/4 yards of fabric. The only thing that I plan on doing outside of that is make a 2-piece set. And I'm thinking of making some shorts. Don't know the pattern for that yet. And then a jacket. Now the jacket pattern I want to use is Simplicity 8749 for that. If I don't use that pattern, it's going to be Simplicity 1167. And then either make some shorts or a pencil skirt based off. And the thing about it is the jacket will take at least 3 yards. So I may not be able to get that squeezed in, but I'm going to look for some more of this fabric in order to do that 3-piece set with the jacket, the high-waisted skirt, and then the shorts. So that's not the main thing I'm going to make. The dress is the first thing that I'm going to make with this fabric. Let's go ahead and move over to the next fabric. So the next fabric is this one right here. This has been on my list forever. So there's two things I want to make with this fabric. First things first, I picked this up from House of Mami Wata. I picked this up a while ago. I mean, like a while ago. It has been washed. I was supposed to sew this fabric back in 2019 and I didn't get to make it. So it's still in my stash. Now, a couple of things I want to make with this fabric. First things first is McCall's 80/30. That is a shirt dress. I have the black buttons for it. I have everything that I need for it. I just have not made it yet. So that's one of the things I want to make with this fabric. The other thing is a sweater. I want to make a sweater. I think I want to use the new look pattern that I showed you guys in my last video titled Butterick and New Look Patterns, repeat, repeat, repeat. I think I want to use that sweater or sweatshirt pattern in order to create the sweatshirt that I'm looking to do, all right? So let's go ahead and move over to the last fabric. And the last fabric, part of the yellow, this fabric is actually from, it's from Joanns. Now, I have two separate, I'm gonna turn it on the right side so you're able to see this really good. So it looks like two separate fabrics, but it's a kente fabric, okay? It's from Joanns. I'm gonna open it out a little bit more so you can see. I didn't know I already had this folded wrong sides together, all right? But what I wanna do with this fabric is make the Mimi G's Jessica PDF pattern, which is the Jessica dress. Now, that's been on my list forever. I want to basically utilize this fabric by the end of summer. So that's one of the patterns that's been on my list for years. So it's actually been on my to sew list for 6 years. And I know it's starting to just become redundant to keep putting it back on my list to sew each year because I want to sew the new patterns, but I also need to be sewing these older patterns as well. All right. But yeah, that is what it is. Like I said, this is from Joanns. I picked up a total of 10 yards of this fabric. Now I know the Mimi G Jessica dress pattern, it's going to take roughly about 4 yards of fabric. So the other 2 yards of fabric is basically probably going to be kind of like some culottes or something like that. I'm not 100% sure yet, but this is the last fabric in the color yellow. And this is from Joanns. I picked up 10 yards of this fabric. All right, so there you have it. That's all the fabrics that I have in the color gold, yellow, marigold, whatever you want to call it, all right? Only you know. But since you made it this far, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video, and as always, keep sewing.